Hello, dear friends. Today we are going on next episode, and that is with none other than Dr. Rao Kolusu from USA. He is very good friend of mine, my senior, and a great expert in everything. You can see his poster, Pure Awareness. If people can know about their awareness, they become champion in this life. Every worry will be away from yourself. So, my dear friends, this episode is going to blow your mind. So, before going on flight, just fasten your seat belts and let us welcome our Dr. Rao. Namaskar, Doctor. Very
Namaskar.
good. Thank you very much for your valuable time from US you have given me for my viewers benefits so that they can enjoy their life in a wonderful way. So now, without wasting much time, just give your introduction to my people, and you are again welcomed on this channel podcast of Wonder Tips by Unicorn CEO VK Chaudhary. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Rao Kolusu, and I came from India. I grew up in India. I got my MBBS and came here in 1981 through familial connection, right? And then I stayed here ever since. I practiced on my own also. Internal medicine is the one, so I was practicing. I practiced for about 45 years. I still am doing a lot of medical care, but online, right? Uh, but I sold my clinic in 2019, which I built up myself. It's a huge clinic, but I sold it off. And then my family, my wife and my two kids are with me. And then we are doing this online wellness thing because what I saw in my internal medicine practice, everybody is getting sicker, sick, and then chronic disease, and then they don't have any pep in their life. So I was always into yoga and wellness and being really well, not just absence of disease, but the energy, having the joy, having the, really having productive life. So in that sense, I kind of studied our ancient wisdom quite deeply. Probably the deep that we cannot discuss here, probably. But the combination resulted in a company online, be a pal, it's called. It's being a pal, basically. Each letter has a meaning. Be aware, everything is kind of like that. But then the thing is, I wanted to combine modern medicine, scientific breakthroughs, and that's basically what I am as an educational product. But then I learned our healthcare systems from the East, which are much more wholesome, and having that lifestyle changes through ancient wisdom added a lot more in my life and also other people around me, my patients also. So I kind of introduced them to the integrative way of ancient wisdom and modern scientific breakthroughs. Okay, so I kind of take best of both thing, but actually they're complementary to each other. That kind of awareness, that kind of clubbing is all. I still consider myself learning a lot on the ancient wisdom and the scientific breakthroughs. And so it's kind of a beginner's mind with which you come. That means it's not like I know everything, but so there is a lot to learn in the ancient wisdom that is very relevant to us for the modern life. For example, mind. Nobody really understands mind as much as the ancient people understood. So they went beyond mind. So the modern psychiatry, modern psychology, all these philosophies are not working because they are stuck in that mind thing in the modern times. They cannot get out of it. But the ancients did that. So I'm practicing that now through, I have several programs that I do with the BFL. I basically train healthcare workers, physicians, nurses for the burnout, IT people for the stress, then leaders of the corporation for the servant leadership, and also help with entrepreneurs because I have been an entrepreneur. I learned a lot from the interviews on how to handle problems of entrepreneur. And also, I'm an informatician too. So I work with information age problems. That means too much thinking, too much negative thinking, and neurosis. Everybody is neurotic. They can't be quiet and quiet. That kind of things.
Right, right.
So all in all, I work with the information age problems, burnout, stress, and not only that, how can you be joyful and live longer, healthier, wellness oriented life by adopting four pillars I call the diet, exercise, sleep, and keeping your mind calm. That is an important thing. So
Wonderful.
BFL, through BFL, I come on the social media and talk to friends, and I kind of write my own books. I kind of write my own articles on the LinkedIn, and I conduct a lot of webinars and master classes for the people. So coaching, teaching, speaking, this is my life now. I quite enjoy it because apart from teaching and all that, I enjoy my own life. I have a relationship with the nature on a daily basis, and I have excellent relationship with people that I talk to. And usually anybody comes and asks me for something like Chaudhary is asking me for some just a talk. I never said no to anybody. So I kind of, I seem to have time for everybody, everything. So I don't have any problems with that. And more importantly, I wanted to create an understanding of the ancient wisdom value in terms of not just reducing your suffering, not improving your health, but to live in a joyful, really ecstatic way just by going inward and having your meditation and all that. So the pure awareness is more about that's what we are. We are that consciousness, we are that witness consciousness, that is the pure awareness, which is what I always talk about and establish myself so that I don't have to meditate anyway. I am in a meditative awareness all the time. Everybody can be that. That's my point. But the people who are not there, who are only thought, they need the regular meditation and all that. But once you go beyond it, you can be established in awareness and use thought consciously. So that is about me. And I have no agenda in my life except to live and help people to live better. And basically, things are going pretty nice for me that way. So
Wonderful, sir. You have given elaborative introduction of yours so that my viewers can understand each and everything. And I will request my all viewers just have pen and paper with you so that you can note down in spite of seeing this video podcast several times. But you write down some very ethical, beautiful, wonderful, attractive points you will be getting from Dr. Rao. So, Dr. Rao, now, I am opening this session of question answer, small questions to you, which are your expertise for the benefit that every question wise they can write down my all viewers. So, first question comes, Dr. Koslu. You have been a physician for over 4 decades. What inspired your evolution from traditional internal medicine to holistic wellness leadership?
holistic wellness was there from the beginning, but because of the pressures of the learning, attending exams, and doing all that, and also going to residency and all that, it makes you absorb more and more into the modern medicine. What I saw in the modern medicine is people are worried well, chronically ill, mentally ill. Those things are there even among the colleagues, among the friends and family, not only my patients, right? So, but backdrop of me was in India. I saw people who are doing yoga. They are not having a chronic disease. They were sleeping very well, and they were very clear. And as I took it up in 1985 in a formal way with B.K. Iyengar's book, I started in 1985. I just came into the country in 82, right? And then I was really culture shock, real big culture shock. But then I found his book and started to do it. It was only Hatha Yoga at the time. I didn't have the mental aspect of it or depth of the yoga. But then that started me on a very good footing. I was able to do very good yoga very well because I was young, 27 years old. So I was able to do very well. That's how I started it. I always had this backdrop of holistic health through the yogis. But then I went into Advaita Vedanta. That is a step further than yoga. And that has really changed a lot of things. But basically, seeing all the patients here, they are ill, chronically ill. In between, maybe a little bit wellness, but their energies are going down, mental health is going down, relationships are going down, addictions are happening. So, this one thing, I used to read Gandhi quite a bit in India. One of the sessions, he told a group of students that is shown in the movie of Gandhi also. He says, go to West, learn everything, but don't succumb to the weaknesses of the West. So
Right.
I was truthful to that, and that's why I didn't have to get into the weaknesses of womanization or drug addiction or smoking or any of that. None of are there, and that's why I lived all my life. So I knew yoga doing, understanding mind-body integration through ancient systems. It's just not yoga, Chinese or Japanese. So many people are there. Those things are much better for us to really be control of our life and live better too. So that background is always there. But as I saw, I didn't really completely give up to the modern medicine because I told my patient, if you come to me, I'm going to go into the roots of your illness. I will treat you for the disease with the modern way anyway. That's what we are required to do. Otherwise, you are going to be sued and all that. But I made them realize medication is not the only way. It can be one way. And then they understood. They were able to cut down the medications at least. And also adopt these lifestyles. They felt much better. There was nothing like a religion. There was nothing like pushing on something. This was more like I told them what can be done. Group sessions, breathing sessions, all those things are done in my clinic. After 5 o'clock, I opened my reception room. We don't call them waiting room. We call that reception room. That's a big one. So I opened that, and then we invited people with obesity one time, diabetes one time, like that. Constant free lectures were given. It was not only in the morning time, appointment, payment, those things are happening. But the root this is very, very important. I told them, I'm good to, my emblem was that we are not only attend to the process of your disease, but we are going to go and find out the roots of your illness and help you to eliminate. A lot of people loved it. You just need to spend time and then tell them, and also not force them, not to feel them bad, but at least I make them understand how the disease happens with the processed food, how the disease happens with the sedentary activities, how the disease happens with the lack of sleep, and all the addictions and all that. So one of my proudest achievement is I got several people who are smoking off the smoking by themselves. That is something apart from strokes, heart, so many things I treated, obviously, right? But then my highest proud achievement is to get those smokers off it. That is also make them realize that they can stop some cigarettes, but there's a process for that. And once they realize, I quit 2 cigarettes today, that acted like an inner resilience. So I
Right.
continue to cultivate with my patients inner resilience, and I continue to give them homework and make them do. They said, no doctor gave us so much homework. Okay? But then they were kind of happy, but is this in, you know what happened because of that? Their visits to the ER went down. Their hospitalizations went down. This is with the American public when I'm
Right.
doing the American medicine only. But as I began to integrated yoga into my life, I kind of studied it. That's the thing. Even now, I'm a student learning, but also helping people to understand, sharing. Okay, so it's a kind of important thing, you know. So that's how it happened because there was the background of yoga. As I'm practicing it, I didn't get sold completely to the modern medicine, but I questioned it. I kind of understood there were so many problems with the modern medicine that we can use a lot of vaccinations, a lot of antibiotics, a lot of surgery, cardiac, they are very good with the modern medicine. Where it is problem is the chronic diseases. They are not improving, you know. People are getting more ill because if you understand what is tamas from the yoga, tamas is the inertia, lazy energy that is needed for resting and sleep, but it should not be there in the morning and in the evening. So if you do some stretching and breathing, that will go down. If you move a little bit in the office, that's a simple thing that you can do, you will reduce the tamas to the point where you are aware which body is accumulating tons. And as you work on that, and it could be strength, it could be stretching, it could be breathing, all those things can be applied, or it could be something like a massage, or maybe like a applying some cream and all that. So what it is in health, everything happens constantly. If you take something accident, surgery, that is immediate, that's okay. Otherwise, health constitution, everything slowly develops. So you want to understand where your body is, what kind of problems you have, and then have a very steady, regular thing that then you can repair your body better. You can get back to your constitution that you were born. What is happening in modern life is those creature comforts come in, and then people neglect their own body intelligence and they get into trouble. That
Right.
is so much more in America. People sit a lot, people watch TV a lot. That means what is the important principle is move the body and keep the mind still as much as possible. Okay. So what I do is I wake up in awareness, I be in stillness, I nurture that stillness. And then all the day I'm in that frame of awareness and use thought consciously. Consciously means I use thoughts for communicating with my host here. But then after this is done, I'm done because I move to the next one completely giving attention to that. So that kind of moving the body, keeping the mind as much silent as possible, not working stupid, not using it, but using it consciously. Move
Very
the body, be aware, and use the thought consciously and end the thought, learn to end. For me, movement to movement awareness, you know. So it can be done. Then you don't need to sit down and meditate. You are meditative already. With
right.
these kind of things, I practice, which I'm kind of sharing with people, but people have difficulty. There are so many stages. So you cannot push anybody. You can only show them, let their intelligence adopt this, you know, and then they will be able to do that.
Right. Okay, sir. So now, sir, I am just asking the questions. We'll go a little faster because time will be a constraint for us because
All those 10
you are
questions cannot be answered in this short time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Don't expect. Don't
very
expect.
right.
They are very profound subject. I'm being very brief, even
Yeah,
from
yeah.
my point.
I know, sir. I know, sir. You are
Don't be greedy for all the things in one session. No, it won't be happen.
yes, yes. We will be repeating it. For your timing. So my next question, sir, comes as you have already explained little bit, that your organization BA PAL LLC has an inspiring name. What does BA PAL mean to you, and how does it reflect your vision for healthcare transformation?
Yeah, be a pal, each letter has a meaning, but basically trying to be a pal. Pal in English land is a friend.
Mhm.
Just want to be a friend in your journey, in your understanding, in your learning, and all of that. That's what we do, you know. So people call me and then ask me something. Usually that is done in a friendly, nice way because I am sold on the our union. We are all in one union. That is the Advaita way of looking at the whole human tribe is one consciousness.
Right.
Even physics is so I kind of wanted to be that, and so that you are not inferior or superior to anybody. You are dealing with yourself in
Right.
a vast, you know, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, our ancient scholar. So I want to be a friend, and but each letter represents something there. You can go to my website, you can visit and learn all that. But then L stands for loving, not seeking loving, but being loving.
Right.
Okay, yes, represents their awareness. P represents for the purity, like that. You know, each letter goes, but basically, just be a friend, just help. That's it.
Very right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mm.
So coming on to next question, you integrate yoga, Ayurveda, and Advaita Vedanta into your wellness programs. How do these ancient sciences complement modern medicine in addressing today's stress and burnout situation?
Yeah. See, if you do integrated yoga way of daily life, they automatically come. See, if you look at the modern medicine, it's a reductionist. It's
Right.
based on Newtonian physics. But now we have the energy physics, quantum physics. That's all about energy. So human beings are energy bodies. Ancients got it. They understood that we are not just the body, just the mind, just the heart, just the spirit, but we are a spiritual being having a body, mind, and all. Once you establish in the real essence, which is your spiritual being, then you are anchored in that. Body becomes your tool, mind becomes your tool, heart becomes your tool. So nowadays, what these people are think I'm a thin person, I'm a obese person, and then they do that. In Bhagavad Gita, they talk about psychosomatic medicine. Krishna talks about that. You know, in that, if you understand you are that indweller, and your all the desires, everything coming from the mind and the heart and the body, they can be watched and then they can go away. Then what happens is, suppose somebody hears COVID, they were so propaganda hit them that the moment they were COVID, they began to be fearful, anxious, and they worsened their metabolic thing much worse, and then they succumbed to the COVID. Otherwise, it's a virus. They just dealt with it, and they kind of dealt with it, and it went away. You know, but they, because of the psychological states and all that, see, modern psychology, psychiatry, they go from the thought and mind. Somebody, one person's thought, Freud or whatever, but then ancients went beyond it much, very, very early. Even now, modern India is not touching the ancient essence of thinking. They
Right.
are also following modern medicine in so many ways, you know. For example, Ayurveda talks about Prakriti, that is your natural constitution you're born with. We make it bad by doing so, then it becomes Vikruti. You eat bad food, you don't exercise, that, and now identifying the Vikruti and rectifying that is something you can do. So all these medicines, different medical systems are not separate really. Only one thing, that we are one integrated human being. human being has a consciousness, that's the fundamental, but has feelings, has thoughts, has body needs and all that. If you understand the Prakriti in your body, for example, you will follow the diurnal rhythms, which are described in modern medicine like a cycles. You become hungry, you eat, you absorb, you excrete the bad thing, and again you're hungry. That is the cycle. That is the diurnal cycle which happens in our body. Sleep, thirst, hunger, all these things like that. And also, there is a nervous system which has the base nervous system which reacts for dangers or imagines dangers. That's the limbic system. Most of the people who have, really living in that limbic system. But we have a prefrontal cortex. In Sanskrit, that is called buddhi. The limbic system is called manas. Ahankara is there too. That is the problem with ahankara. Beyond ahankara, we have the presence. We get stuck in the ahankara with the name, with the body, with all that. So what it is basically understanding we are integrated human being. Whatever we live should be integrated. Modern medicine thinks body is separate. It is only when it comes to something mind, they got a different psychiatrist, and he doesn't know what's going on with the diabetes, and he will do medication that get it worse. And this physician who is treating the body, he will give medication that will happen his sleep cycle, whatever. So that kind of thing is not good. But having this understanding, for example, people used to come to me, and then I used to talk to them in the general terms like this, right? And then they said, you are better than a psychiatrist.
Oh,
Because psychiatrist is giving me medications, asking me to go and improve. So
wonderful. So, sir, next question comes. In your experience, what?
actually, Chandra, recently I did a webinar on this topic. How
Okay,
can you daily life for modern stresses? So you can look it up. It
right.
should be there on the YouTube.
Okay, okay.
Chandra.
I will give the link in description, sir. Okay. So now coming to the next question. In your experience, what are the most common misconceptions people have about wellness, and how do you help them beyond these problems?
They don't pay attention to the wellness aspect of it. They pay attention only when they have problem from the illness,
Right.
symptoms.
Right.
They take it for granted.
Right.
Wellness has a definition. Wellness has requirements. Wellness has to be taken care of and all that. For example, sleep. Okay, so important because what is the main function of sleep? The main function of sleep is to detoxify your body and the mind.
Right.
Okay, so you work hard physically, and then your body will tired, you want to rest. But then you keep your mind active by thinking, thinking, thinking. By augmenting, watching TV, instruments, whatever it is, entertainment and all. But you don't stop and say, let me keep quiet for a while. That is not there. So a misconception is wellness is automatic. It will be there all the time.
Right.
No, you are going to spoil it, especially with the modern lifestyles, the creature comforts, and all the things that are put on us as entertainment. I wrote an article on entertainment versus enlightenment.
Mhm.
Why should you have so much entertainment? Why can't you sit back and then be absorbed in yourself? That's what the ancients did. That's what they had that. So this main thing is they think all the wellness, everything, happiness, everything is outside of me. No, it is inside of you.
Right, sir.
So
Right.
people don't get it, and then they kind of indulge in all sorts of influences. Why are people drinking alcohol? Why are they taking drugs? They want some kind of kick, some kind of thing. But if you go deep into your meditation, you will have ecstasy,
Right.
joy, and all that. But the people don't understand because they don't want to stay that long. So misconception is taking the wellness for granted and doing everything to spoil it
Yeah.
and not knowing it that you're spoiling it.
Very right, sir. Very right. Very right. So, sir, what you suggest to busy people like technical expert, doctors, professionals, and CEOs among their busy schedule, how they can make this wellness in their life in a very easy way?
Why are you so busy anyway? Because if you look at me, I don't think you will be doing half of what I do.
Ah,
It's a question of inner resilience.
right,
It's a question of developing our inner core,
mm,
our compass.
right.
If that inner compass is clear, purposeful, directed, this busyness will go away.
Very good. Wonderful, sir. Right.
You have the organized mind, then you will have everything. Organized mind comes into you when your purpose is clear.
Right. Sir, can you tell me that as you have done there means since 1984, okay, in US, how many people's major success stories, just in numbers, it will be in abundance, but what major achievement in that? You are a very reputed doctor over there, I know this. So,
Well, my main thing was directing people to be responsible for their own health care.
right,
When I came to from New York to Iowa, New York people used to be intelligent, ask questions and all that. I was in Chicago first, then I went to New York to further degrees and all that. Then I came back to Midwest because I like the Midwest, and I stayed in Iowa.
mhm,
And these people, when I was asking them to ask me questions, now no, no, you're a doctor. You tell me whatever I do. No, I wanted them to take responsibility, understand their field, and then act intelligently and not be succumbed to this one. That is a major success, I think. I mean, I converted many people to be responsible for their health.
right,
Individual, for example, very, very bad diabetics, they used to send it to me. Very, very bad COPDs, they used to send to me. And people who are chronic pain, they used to send to me. Like difficult cases were sent to me, which I never took, send them away. I took them and then learned from that and improved my experience. And so got a reputation where we can just go to Dr. Rao and he will make us feel better right away, and then he will give us a path to be better in our life. I used to get it all the time. Half an hour they talk to me, they say, we feel better now. When
right,
I came here, I have all this. It's a question of clarity, right? Individual cases, thousands of are there because people uh, apart from medical illnesses, diabetic comas, diabetic, all those things are there, hypertension, strokes, heart attacks, we do all that, right?
right,
But then if a case comes where there is a very, very big moral, ethical solution is important because hospital is saying something, patient wants something, patient family wants something. It's a high drama, high emotional situations, and their hospital is afraid these people go to sue us if I don't properly do that. And the patients are very unhappy, very emotional, all those relatives and all. Such high drama situations, they used to call me because I have done thousands of patient conferences where I have to guide further care. I have to help them. Sometimes we have to help the patient to end their life and all that. Then they used to come. You know what helped me was my inner calm.
right,
I don't go there with any particular answers. I go there and I listen.
right,
The moment I walk in, everybody used to calm down.
right.
That I think that helped a lot.
Great, sir, great. It is a great gesture of goodwill for you in that country of, intelligent people. So, my dear viewers, how you are enjoying? I think you are enjoying every bit of it. And I also forgot my questions because doctor was telling everything in a wonderful manner, charismatic manner. So, every detail you can get in description when you see this video podcast on my YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed, then subscribe this channel also. So now I am going for some little bit faster questions. This what I should say rapid fire questions. Sir, can you tell me one book that changed your life?
Uh, Bhagavad Gita.
Wonderful, sir. It is really our great Granth. And then comes morning rituals you never skip.
Oh, yeah, this is every day happening. I do what is called morning routine, where I tell them seven principles. Four you do, three attitudes you cultivate. You see, every day I do it and I make my friends do it. Today also there were people there, and I did this before you, 9 o'clock, up 8 to 9, right? Every day, my time, 8 to 9. So what we do is we kind of stretch our body and breathe deep all over. Okay, and then we kind of pay attention to be here and now in the present. Cultivate the presence and take the presence for the entire day. The fourth one is in that being awareness. If you have any thoughts come up, observe them as okay.
Yes, sir.
So I was telling about AEIOU, just to
Yes.
quickly, A for the awareness, E for energy. When you stretch, when you breathe in, automatically energy will be better because oxygenated blood, right? And I is for the insight of what's happening, where our mind going, where our body is, what is going on in the body and all that. And O is for the Omkara. I split it into three sounds. A, U, Ma. They are nadis. The energy channels are activated by resonating this one. We actually do that 5 times each, or 5 times like that. I recommend people to go and see that morning routine. And then U is for the universal consciousness, Brahman. See, we are Brahman, Tattvamasi. You are that. Guru will tell you, you are that. But you have to say, Aham Brahmasmi.
Right.
So realizing that is the real yoga.
Right.
Chitta vritti nirodha, modulation of the mind are still, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then your real essence will self shine because it's self-luminous, crowded by our ignorant crowds. They are taken away, that will come through.
Right.
Establishing in that is the yoga. That is the universal consciousness. I tell them simply, Veham, Naham, Koham, Soham. When you breathe out, you say, I'm not just this body and mind, they are my tools. But when you breathe in, say, then who am I? I am the Soham. Soham is Aham Sa. Sa is the universal consciousness. Aham is the individual consciousness. Individual consciousness is not separate, it's already part of that. Realizing that we are part of the Brahman is the yoga. That is the real yoga, not this body thing and all that. You can do the body thing for the health and all that. I do that myself too. But what I'm saying is don't confine yourself to only to that, then you're missing something very, very important. Okay. So that's how I do morning routine. Next question.
Yes, sir. Yoga, meditation, or journaling, you go to daily reset with what?
Well, awareness, like I told you.
Aha, right. And one piece of advice you give everyone, no matter their background.
Yeah, just you're a human being. Stay in that being. Human is all the material things and all that, the body and mind, but you are a being going through a human experience.
Right,
Realize that, then the body problems, mind problems will be where they are. You
right,
can deal with as they are.
right. Sir, wellness in one word, what you will say?
Proactive. Be proactive about wellness.
Right,
That's what I do with my whole thing is I want to be proactive about wellness. I want to make everybody to be proactively doing wellness measures so that they don't have to be ill, or even if they're ill, they recover faster and they regain function better. So be proactive.
right, sir. Wonderful. Sir, what is your vision for the future of wellness and healthcare? How can
Yeah,
communities and institutions adopt a more
yeah.
integrative approach?
I have this wellness-oriented healthcare institutions. Starts with the person. Each person trying to be, understanding what is proper to do, what is not to do, and all that.
Right.
Then the family will do, the society will do, the countries will do, the whole world will do. Other thing is, by turning inward, discovering our own inner treasures, we don't have to go out and do rampant consumers and spoil the earth. That's what we are doing. So, one of the best wellness principles is self-realization. Realize who you are. You are not your stuff, you are not your house, you are not your titles, you are not your roles and all that. You are that inner essence. And that is very, very, very diamond-like. It's a diamond within you. And everybody has to realize that. And then if you cannot do all that, at least be self-aware. Where is my body? Where is my mind? What's going on? And then according to the stage of life also, if you are a child, carefree, learn and enjoy. If you are a young man, develop the skills for the livelihood. If you are a middle age, take care of the old people, take care of the young people. If you are a old person, turn inward and realize this vivek, this art of wisdom, and then guide the young people and take the stress. That's what I'm doing. I'm a 70-year-old. I kind of work with all these young people and guide them, but they have to take it and they have to do it. It's up to them. My thing is just to express and share the knowledge.
Wonderful, sir. One last question, sir, from my side. You speak about the harmony of body, mind, and soul. In practical terms, how can someone begin to align these three areas in their daily routine?
You don't have to align, they're already aligned.
Okay, okay, okay.
Are you separate heart, or separate mind, separate body, or you have all them together?
Right, right, right. So,
It's already aligned. Your only thing is you went to the feeling of separation. That is
right,
the problem with modern medicine.
right,
Only body I deal with, only physical thing I deal with, but don't have the influence of the consciousness, thoughts, or feelings on the body. You're
very
already integrated being. Realize that and then behave like that.
right, sir. Sir, you tell me one thing, that so many deaths are becoming a part of the life in due to depression, suicidal thoughts. When so many things are there to enjoy in the life, like pure awareness, yoga, meditation, hopno, and so many things, why people are going into that groove that they are not coming up from that? What can be the reason?
Because everything is outward.
Right,
What is going outward? Your senses go outward and then bring all the stimuli. Your intellect is outward.
mhm,
You cannot read yourself with these two because they are by nature outward. This is the great thing I learned from Ramana Maharshi. To study who you are, to understand who you are, you have to be intuitively awake,
right,
not using the intellect, not using this one. You are looking for a solution of something immeasurable with something that measures.
right,
It cannot measure unmeasurable. This is Krishnamurti said that. What it is unmeasurable, you are trying to measure with your intellect.
right,
That is the problem with the modern mind. They cannot go deeper and intuitively because they have to have a objective evidence. But your inner self is subjective. So people are not drawn to that diamond, that thing. That's why they think that everything is outward. It is not there. Everything is about thinking.
right,
Don't be. That's why I said, simple thing is move the body
right,
because that is something has to flow all the time. It's a
right,
physical, but keep the mind silent.
right. Sir, my last query from you for all my listeners. Suppose they are totally ignorant, behaving casually towards their wellness, towards their health, mental, physical, everything. So, how one tool you can give them that they should follow and worries will be
Just
over.
wake up, wake up,
Right,
wake up from your slumber, wake up where you are and see what is going on. And if you can wake up from your really drudgery life and all that, human life is valuable, human life is excellent. And actually, I wake up every day morning thanking that I'm a human being, I'm awoke, I can do some things. I
right,
can enjoy my inner being too. So that kind of valuable thing is not there for the animals. They're instinctive. They go by whatever, but you can plan. You can understand the past. You can learn from it. Wake up. Wake up from your own darkness. Avidya kama karma. Shankaracharya said that. You are ignorant of who you are, what you are, where you are going. Karma, all the things, all the desires, everything that come,
right,
karma. They decide your fate.
right,
But you can have vidya. That means you have to wake up. You
right,
have to seek it. You have to see there are four types of people that they classified in ancient wisdom. Pamara is somebody who is instinctive, doesn't know anything, doesn't question anything. Okay, then gruhastha, something like a vishay. That is a vishay means that is all the thinking about, thinking about, thinking about. That's the modern man. But there is sadhaka, always questioning, always wanting to find out, never saying, "Oh, I know everything, I am the big deal." Never says that. So we are all sadhakas. But then there are people who are siddhas. That means they have overcome their mind and they have gone deep into who they are and they establish in that awareness. And those people are guidance to us. We should be declaring just because we know a little bit that we are siddha. Don't you have feelings? Don't you have thoughts? Don't you have attachments? Don't you have desires? All these things are there because they are. We are either pamaras or vishayi or sadhakas. Let us be sadhakas, explore things, learn, understand, and follow the siddhas who have Ramana Maharshi. Or, so many people who can say how they are always established in their being. We are not. So we have to learn.
right. Right. Very good, sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful session. You have
Okay.
spared your so important time for my viewers, for myself. It is really privilege to have you here. Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for
Okay.
this time. And I will
Thank you
say
very
thank you from my all viewers. Thank you very
much.
much, sir. Namaskar. And we'll be coming more often with you
Okay.
because you are a sea of all these wonderful thoughts. Thank you, sir.
Like I said, we are all seekers. That's all. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. One minute at least. Come on. Yes. Wonderful. So, my dear friends, I have come from Chandigarh just to meet you all. My lecture is over. So, now what I want to tell, I am Unicorn CEO